Good morning, everyone. My topic is tips and tricks in probing and pediatric DCR surgery. I have no financial relationship to declare. During this COVID period, I use a light source for probing, that is face shield, light source, and this is battery, and it is battery operated LED light. And the most important thing is to stabilize the child. Child below 1 year, if probing is necessary, I do not use any anesthesia. Just sedate the child, and my staff is showing how to stabilize the child. I use smart probes because very little time we have, and we have to probe and syringing both. So you can ticlofos syrup I use to sedate the child. If we need general anesthesia, then for infant under 12 months, child should be fasting up to 6 hours before the scheduled arrival time. Formula fed baby may begin formula before 6 hours and up to 4 hours before breastfed baby. 4 hours should be fasting. For all children up to 12 hours before the scheduled arrival time, give them clear liquid. And in the 2 hours before scheduled arrival, give nothing to eat or drink. For children older than 12 months, after midnight, the night before the surgery, do not give any solid food or non-clear liquids. That includes milk, formula, juice, pulp, etc. And this is injection ketamine. You can use it IV or IM. If using IM, after IM, proceed after 10 minutes. We perform the probing first through upper canaliculus and then through the inferior canaliculus. A lacrimal probe was passed first vertically into the lower punctum, and the lower lead was then put laterally, and the probe was subsequently made horizontal, like this. Then we make it vertical. A gentle force is used to break any fibrous band adhesion membranes at any point in the nasolacrimal duct, including its lower end. Patients were treated with topical moxifloxacin 0.5% eye drop thrice daily for 7 days. Oral analgesics if necessary. In pediatric DCR may by any route poses a unique set of challenges owing to the anatomical factor and anatomical and healing factors. Achieving a good hemostasis in lower nasal cavity has a bearing on intraoperative comfort, and option of a total intravenous anesthesia may be explored as used in adult DCR and pediatric sinus surgeries. The success rate of pediatric DCR is 97%. The cases of abnormal bony anatomy or long-standing dacryocystitis with extensive scarring, the transcutaneous approach to a DCR is indicated. Better to avoid DCR in infant before 2 years of age. Potentially dangerous complication to pediatric DCR is excessive perioperative and post-operative epistaxis. And the blood volume of the children are very less. That's why it may pose a dangerous problem. And nasolacrimal intubation performed as a joint procedure is quick and relatively complication-free. And the correct tensioning of the tube is necessary to avoid cheese wiring through the puncta or tube prolapse from the puncta. And the current practice is to remove the tubes after 6 weeks. Thank you. Thank you for patience listening.
Thank you, sir, for such a nice presentation. I asked Dr. Ishan Acharya for his expert opinions. Is he there? Dr.
Yes, I am
Ishan is
there.
there?
Yes,
I'm
yes, I
not
am
able
there,
to
Doctor.
see.
My video is on, Kavita.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. Just to start the discussion, I have never done this probing under just the hold anesthesia, and all the probing are under endoscopic guidance only. And many of the times, I never find any reason to even probe the canalicular system, because you can see it under the endoscope, and there is always more than 80%, 85, 90% of the chances that you see a membrane which is bulging under the inferior terminate. You just elevate the inferior terminate and give a crisscross incision with the sickle knife, which ENT doctor uses. So when you do syringing and if it is completely patent, sometimes there are many abnormal courses of the NLD, or you may not be able to see. In those cases only, I do probing, any actual probing which we used to do. Otherwise, all are under endoscopic guidance, and only membranotomy and not actual probing which we used to do. Anybody else has any opinion, they can share with me. And regarding DCR also, I always take the children, take the child with this watering under anesthesia. And if child is if he is elder than 3 years, 4 years, I always explain parents that we may have to go for DCR in the same sitting once we find that endoscopically that there is no passage, or we cannot open the nasolacrimal duct. Any other input?
Thank you, Dr. Ishan. Dr. Ravi, you want to say anything else?
So I have told whatever I want to say.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody, any of the panelists would like to add into it?
Can I make a point?
Yeah, ma'am.
NLD is also associated with lots of amblyopia-genic factors. A full comprehensive evaluation of the child should be done.
Okay.
Which lot of oculoplastic surgeons do tend to miss. They will just say probing and not do anything else. So one request for everybody.
Thank
that
you.
Children they tend to have more refractive errors on the side of blocked NLD, and there are several papers from all countries on this, and almost everybody has found a slightly higher incidence of amblyopia-genic factors in terms of anisometropia, strabismus, and refractive errors.
Message taken, ma'am.
Yeah, so a request to all those who are probing, please do a cycloplegic flash and also do a squint evaluation and fundus evaluation.
I think that's a good point you brought in, Dr. Smita.
Yeah, because a lot of times probing is done and then baby is left. And we found 20% in our paper. In 104 cases, we had 28 patients who had amblyopia-genic factors. So it was published in IJO also, and I think it is something which a lot of people who don't deal with children or deal only with probing syringing often tend to overlook. So I decided to jump in and say that. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, ma'am, can I just ask, sir, Ravi sir, I had a small doubt. You had that probe to which a syringe holder was attached. Have you done it, or is it available anywhere, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a smart probe, and it is available with any manufacturer from Calcutta, basically.
I think Ankur Metals make those smart probes.
Yeah.
Ankur Metals. Okay.
So it was Eugene Halveston who was, and Sherwin Eisenberg, I think those were the guys who started using smart probes. You can look up for Dr. Milan Killera's video on YouTube also.
Sure. I'll do that. Sir.
Sure.